sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yeah, we chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but yeah, we still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that on a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To save that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as doves, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates, broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah, Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim, praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. Yeah, the truth has been revealed. Even though a lot of masses live, the whole world they been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will peer out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the sword. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight a run, we gon' fight. If it is will, Ephesians 6:12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on, cause salvation is near. Even though it's a war going on, gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. Either have the ill heal. It's time to go home, for real.
Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. It's too late now. All praise to Yahweh, the Most High, our Elohim. Yeah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. On a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To save that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as doves, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates, broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah, Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim, praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. a lot of masses live the whole world. They been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will be out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the sword. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight or run, we gon' fight. If it is really Ephesians 6 and 12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. He that has the ear, hear. It's time to go home, for real.
Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yahshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yahshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yahshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yahshua, the only way to reach the Father. On a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. Just say that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean, that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yahshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as doves, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strapped with my shield of faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates, broad as the path.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our history class. Tonight, we're still in the law books, and we're coming up on, we're on Leviticus chapter 27, the last chapter of Leviticus. That's a fascinating chapter. It's a glimpse into the lifestyles of our fathers, the things that they were dealing with that we don't do anymore. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? No questions? All right, then, let's go ahead and get started.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for Yahweh by thou estimation. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary.
Now let's understand what we're dealing with here. This is talking about making vows to Yahweh. In other words, be plead with Yahweh. If you do this for me, then I'll do this for you. Right? That's why when you look into some of the Psalms, you see that in some of them they recommend that you pay your vows. So whatever your vow is, if Yahweh answered your vow, then you have to pay what you said you're going to vow for. Let's look at an example of that. Let's go to Numbers 21. And Brother Stephen, let's pick this up in Numbers 21, verse 1 to verse 4. Again, this is an example of the men of Israel, the people of Israel making vows. Say, Yahweh, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 21, verse 1. And when King Ared the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel vowed a vow unto Yahweh and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way.
Now let's look at another example of someone making a vow to Yahweh. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 1.
Or Samuel's what?
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1 through the whole chapter. 1 through verse 28. Again, this is an example of the law concerning vows.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramoth-Aim, Sophim, of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and Ephrathite. And he had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto Yahweh of hosts in Shalom. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of Yahweh, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion. For he loved Hannah, but Yahweh had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because Yahweh had shut up her womb. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of Yahweh, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then Elkanah, her husband, Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou, and why eatest thou not, and why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of Yahweh.
Now, understand the women back in these days, that it was their pride and joy to have children. That was the main purpose in their lives, was to have children. If you remember, Rachel got mad at Jacob because he wasn't making her pregnant. Women back in them days weren't looking for riches. They weren't looking for careers like they got today. These women were married, and the best thing that they could do was fulfill the function of what a woman normally does, is to have babies. Men cannot have babies. So that's one advantage that women have over men, is that they can have children and men cannot, but they need a man to have a child. So she's brokenhearted about it. her husband's other wife has given him sons and daughters, and Hannah doesn't have anything. Let's see what she does about that. Go ahead, brother.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 10. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto Yahweh, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but wilt give unto thine handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head.
Now you see the vow, right? She's praying to Yahweh. Eli's there, but she's praying to Yahweh for a son. And if he gives her a son, then she's going to give him right back to him, to Yahweh. That's the vow. You do this for me, and I'm going to do this for you. Go ahead, Brother.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 12. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before Yahweh, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought that she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my master, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before Yahweh. Count not thine handmaid for daughter Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the Elohim of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him.
Now, look what just happened. Eli is the priest. And he saw that she was praying, but he thought she was drunk. And she broke it down to us, and all knows out of the bitterness of my heart I'm praying. Praying unto Yahweh. And what did Eli say? In verse 17 he said, Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the Elohim of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. So she had a priest that blessed her and said unto her, Let Yahweh grant thy petition. So no doubt she had the permission of her husband to make that vow, but she had an extra incentive by having a priest go ahead and promote that vow for her. You see how important the priest is. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad.
You see her mannerisms? Look what she said to this man. It said in verse 18, and she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad, because she had gotten the blessing from a priest. But she the point is she humbled herself to the priest and referred to herself as his handmaid, a humble person, a servant. Even though she's married to another man, she humbled herself just like Abigail did, the wife of Naboth, when she stopped David from coming up there and killing everybody. So back in these days, these women were humble. We have example after example after example of women being humble among our people. These are our people. And she prayed, she made a vow to Yahweh. Said, Yahweh, if you give me a son, I'm going to give it right back to you. Just let me have a son. Go ahead, Brother Sam.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 19. And they rose up in the morning early and worshipped before Yahweh and returned and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Yahweh remembered her. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of Yahweh.
So Yahweh answered her prayer. She wanted a child so bad, and notice she said, I want a son. She said, I don't want a daughter. She didn't say she wanted a daughter. She said, I want a son. To show you how important the man child was back in them days. She did not ask for a daughter. She did not ask for children. She asked for a son. She was precise, because she knew that she lived in a patriarchal society, and if anybody had a chance, a son would have a chance to make it. Go ahead, Brother Stan.
1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 21. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto Yahweh the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before Yahweh, and there abide forever.
Mm-hmm.
And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth thee good, tarry until thou have weaned him. Only Yahweh established his word. So the woman abode and gave her son suck until she weaned him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of flour and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of Yahweh in Shiloh, and the child was young. And they slew a bullock and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my master, as thy soul liveth, my master, I am the woman that stood by thee here praying unto Yahweh. But this child I prayed, and Yahweh hath given me my petition which I asked of him. Therefore also I have lent him to Yahweh. As long as he liveth, he shall be lent to Yahweh. And he worshiped Yahweh there.
Now, he answered a vow. And what did she do? She brought her child, once she weaned him, she brought that child while he was a baby to the priest so he could be in the priesthood. Brother Stephen picked us, the question is, did she have any more children after she prayed for that one child? Let's pick that up at verse 18, Brother Stephen, and to verse 21. Chapter 2, verse 18 to verse 21.
Verse 18. But Samuel ministered before Yahweh, being a child, girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat, and brought it to him from year to year, when she came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife, and said, Yahweh give thee seed of this woman for the loan which is lent to Yahweh. And they went unto their own homes.
So he blessed both of them then, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
When you get a blessing from a priest, you're going to be blessed. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Verse 21. And Yahweh visited Hannah, so that she conceived and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters, and the child Samuel grew before Yahweh.
Now, she couldn't have Samuel, but Yahweh gave her some more children. Because Yahweh saw the heartbreak of Hannah, and he answered her prayer, opened up her womb, and she had a son, so that Hannah could fulfill her vow, and that if Yahweh gave her a son, she'd give him right back to him. And that's what she did. She paid her vow. Now let's go back to Leviticus chapter 27 and read a little bit more about those vows, because we have a direct connection with Yahweh in the prayers that we make. And so from time to time, our people will ask Yahweh to do something for them. Sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't, but you made the vow. And what I'd like for you to do, Brother Stephen, is pick this back up at verse 1. Leviticus 27, I'm going to start this over again. I just want to give an example of what vows meant back in those days.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for Yahweh by thy estimation.
So when you made a vow to Yahweh, the people that had to estimate how much you were worth. In other words, you making a vow to Yahweh, you got to pay for making that vow, whether Yahweh answered it or not. So we got a list, a schedule of who are supposed to pay what when they make a vow. Now, that does not mean that you have to make a vow.
Right.
Right? But this is what happened. When you ask Yahweh to do something for you, and he does it, then you got to fulfill the rest of that vow. Say, you do this, then I'll do that. So in case they fulfill the vow, they have to have the money already in the coffer to pay for that vow. So they're being estimated, like in verse 2. It says, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for Yahweh by estimation. What is this person worth? What can he do to make his vow worth the vow? So you look at somebody like a person that has skills, a person that has money, that has wealth. So he's guessing what kind of person is this, how much is this person worth, right? So whatever the priest say that you're worth, you pay them right down the spot. Whether Yahweh answered your vow or not, you still pay for it right down the spot. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 3. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary.
So they got it broke down here. This is what a person has to pay. A man has to pay from 20 years old even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary. That's for a certain age group. So whoever's making that vow in that age group, they got to pay that kind of money. 50 shekels of silver. Go ahead, Brother Stan.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 4. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels.
Now notice the difference in the amount of money that the female has to pay. It's much less than what the man has to pay. Well, why is that? Well, again, we're living in a patriarchal society, and men will value more than women. A man, they can estimate a man that can fully work from 20 years old until 60 years old. He's bringing value to the table. You can't say that about the women. So they pay less than the men because the men are more valuable. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 5. And if it be from 5 years old even unto 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels.
So you see how this thing is rolling, right? Everybody gets estimate the value of that person from a 5-year-old to a 20-year-old, right? So you're calculating how much this person's worth, or how much he will be worth, so that whatever vow they make, then that vow will be already paid for. So if that Yahweh You made a vow to Yahweh and you forgot to pay your vow, and you have made a vow to Yahweh, well, they catching you ahead of time. So you go ahead and pay for that vow now. That way, when Yahweh fulfills your vow, then you don't have to worry about paying it because you already paid ahead of time. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 6. And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver.
Now, don't misunderstand. It says, and if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old. These are children. They don't make vows.
Right.
The parents make vows on their behalf. Okay, so again, but they're still in the math portion of making that vow, and that this is how much they have to contribute because somebody made a vow for them. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 7. And if it be from 60 years old and above, if it be a male, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels.
Notice that the price goes down after they get past a certain age, from 60 years old and above. The price decreases because you know that from 60 years old and above, you ain't got that much left. So they're not going to hit you as hard. So you're not as valuable when you're 60 years old and above. Okay, but so they don't charge you as much. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 8. But if he be poorer than thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to his ability that vowed shall the priest value him.
Mm-hmm.
And if it be a beast, well, men bring an offering unto Yahweh. All that any man giveth of such unto Yahweh shall be holy.
Mm-hmm.
He shall not alter it, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he shall at all change beast for beast, then it and the exchange thereof shall be holy.
Why is it designated as something holy? Because it's in the priest's hand. The character of the offering changes once it comes into the priest's hand. The blood that we're not supposed to drink or eat, in the priest's hand, it serves a different purpose. So whenever a priest receives something, because he is holy, that which you receive is holy also. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 11. And if it be any unclean beast, of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto Yahweh, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it, who art the priest, so shall it be.
Mm-hmm.
But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation.
Mm-hmm.
And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto Yahweh, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad, and the priest shall estimate it. As the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand.
So the priest have to look at your house to see if it's worth being sanctified unto Yahweh. Now, we're not talking about a vow here. We're talking about sanctification of certain people and certain things that they dedicate to Yahweh. They say unto Yahweh, this is for you. So the priest has to value what you're offering. He has to estimate what you're offering. Just like in a automobile repair place, they estimate how much it's going to cost to fix your car. So they go by what you own or what you're about, what your potential is. Then they can put a number to that vow, that sanctification. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 15. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify unto Yahweh some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. An omer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver.
Mm-hmm.
If he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from thy estimation.
Mm-hmm.
And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be assured unto him. And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more.
Mm-hmm.
But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto Yahweh, as a field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man sanctify unto Yahweh a field which he has bought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of thy estimation, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and he shall give thine estimation in that day as a holy thing unto Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
In the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all thy estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Only the firstling of the beast, which should be Yahweh's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be ox or sheep, it is Yahweh's.
Why shouldn't a man sanctify his ox or sheep? Because the firstborn of an ox or sheep belong to Yahweh. So they're holy anyway. They're sanctified for him. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Verse 27. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thine estimation, and shall add a fifth part of it thereto. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to thy estimation.
Mm-hmm.
Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto Yahweh of all that he has, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
None devoted, which shall be devoted of men, shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death. And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is Yahweh's. It is holy unto Yahweh.
Now we got a clean definition of what tithing is.
Mm-hmm.
It's food. It's not money. But these slick Christian preachers got people paying money for tithes. Look what it says in verse 30, and all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land and of the fruit of the tree, is Yahweh, it is holy unto Yahweh. Now, Yahweh don't need to eat anything, so the tithe goes to the priest. Let's see what else goes to the priest. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 31. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passes under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto Yahweh.
That is what tithing is. It's a tenth of animals. It's a tenth of the fruit of the land. And the fruit of the tree is a tenth of it. So when you do your harvest, you set apart 10% of your harvest for the priests and for the Levites. Right? So I just want to make sure that we understand what tithing is, because Christians like to say, well, God did away with the law. Well, tithing is the law. So how did y'all miss that? Y'all want to keep this law, but want to get rid of the rest of the law. That doesn't sound, that sounds kind of hypocritical. First of all, we got it straight that tithing is not money. It is food.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Christian, you're watching this now, or you have a Christian friend, take them here and ask them, do they pay tithes in the Christian church? And if they say yes, you ask them, well, that's the law you said had been done away with. That's in the law. So how is it you keeping that law and not keeping the rest of the law? And also, according to this law, the tithing, it has always been food. It's never been money. Go ahead and finish that up, verse 7.
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 33. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy, it shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which Yahweh commanded Moshe for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai.
Well, what did Christ say about tithing? Because you're looking at, they say that this is the man that started Christianity, but did he say it's all right to tithe? And what were tithe during his time?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we just read the definition of the tithe right here, that they were food. Now, let's go to Matthew 23. And I think I want to go to verse 23.
Number one seller every year. Nobody knows what's in it, huh?
Nope, wasn't meant for them.
Ain't got a clue.
Wasn't meant for them, so they just guess at what this thing is saying. Yeah, Brother Stephen, read Matthew 23 and verse 23 and see if Christ says the same thing you Christians say tithing off.
Matthew, I wait till you to get it.
Can you find it, Elder? Let me have your book.
I'm getting it now.
Matthew
Matthew 23.
23,
Mm-hmm.
Matthew 23.
verse 23.
Verse 23.
Matthew 23, verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Notice how he described the tithes. It's got nothing to do with money. He said, you woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint. That's not money. That's a condiment. Mint and anise and cumin. These are things that you sprinkle on your food and have omitted the weighty matters of the law. So he wasn't talking about money. He's talking about condiments that you put on your food. You pay tithes of these things, but you omitted the weightier matters of the law. So the Mashiach did agree with the law that says that tithing is food, not money. So this is a get-rich scheme that Christian pastors have played on their own congregations because they know that congregation does not read the Bible at all. So they can tell the congregation, the church, anything, and the church will believe it. All this time, your pastor has been hustling y'all, getting you to do something that they're not supposed to do. A Christian is not supposed to pay tithes. The Levites were to receive the tithe, not the Christian pastor. The Levites were of the children of Israel. They weren't Christians. So again, you slick Christian pastors, you should be ashamed of yourself, because we just read what the law said what tithing was. It is food for the priests and for the Levites. And you got your members up here paying you cash money. There are people that have paid tithes once a year with thousands of dollars, and don't realize they're throwing the money away. So again, let's be clear that tithing is not money. It is not gold nor silver. It ain't the dollar bill. It is food. And the tithing must be shared with the Levites and with the priests. Because the Levites and the priests did not have any inheritance among the children of Israel. Yahweh was their inheritance. So they didn't own any property as far as territory is concerned. And as a matter of fact, they were spread among the rest of the tribes of Israel. But let's be clear of what the definition of tithing is. It is food. Again, ask your Christian friends about this. We just read in two places, in the law and in the Gospels. What the law says the Gospel, what the tithing is, and what Christ say tithing is. So Christ must not be a Christian, because he doesn't take up tithes.
Ever.
Yeah.
You remember, what, 7 or 8 years ago, that renowned preacher?
Mm-hmm.
Renowned preacher in Clayton County? He told his members they weren't supposed to be paying tithes.
Yeah, he
said-
backed off that.
He said tithes go to the Levites.
Right.
But then he turned around, what he should have said, you know what, I've been in error. He wouldn't do that. I was wrong about what I was teaching y'all. He said, well, you're going to have to pay tithes, but give as much as you can. Now that's gone over the tithes.
Yeah.
The way he was phrasing that thing, right? Give
Yeah.
as much as you can.
Well, from one day, what I've been hearing on YouTube is that his stars got a little dimmer since he admitted that he was wrong about paying tithes.
Yeah.
He don't have as many people in the church anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's got to answer for the things he's done. So he might have, if he's a real slick Christian preacher, he shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah, because, you know, that's going to say, well, what else is he teaching us? It's
Right.
not according to what's
Right.
written down. But they
Right.
won't read, though.
No.
So, like you said, he just should shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And money could have come on coming in.
Just like that old sister, man, about 20, 25 years ago, been longer than that old sister. She paid all that money. One of them little churches out, way outside Atlanta. She was, you know, deaconess, whatever they call her, usher, whatever. And she got them hard times. These extra church to help her, they turned her away.
That's right.
They told them, well, if we help you and they get out, if we helping you, sister, everybody else coming in, we can't afford to do that. That woman had actually been a dedicated member of that church, I think in her late teens. And she done got about 80 years old. And they won't help her.
Must have been a new pastor.
More like it. She probably seen them come and go.
Yeah,
Long as she
that
been-
old,
Yeah.
yeah, faithful member, but all that, I bet she paid a lot of tithe too, didn't she?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she turned to church for help. Like that same preacher that helped the sister helped that preacher out there in College Park, and we got established real good. She just wanted to go congratulate him, and they told her she had to make an appointment. Maybe she'll see him 3 years later. Look, 3 years. I kid you not.
Man.
He didn't have time for it anymore.
Well,
And she was one of his buddies when they got started in the cafeteria. So you know that go back a long ways.
oh, you're talking about Creflo. Yeah, well, that's what Christianity is, man.
It's a business.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get used and nobody cares. But you're Christians. You're supposed to love everybody. You're not supposed to kick people to the curb that helped you get to where you were. That's not love. But he's suffering now because, again, when he confessed that he had lied about taking up tithes, he doesn't get as much money as he used to. So let's go ahead and pick this up in Numbers, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take you the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, and thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers.
Look how thorough our fathers were, that they numbered each one of our fathers and kept a record of the number of people that were among the children of Israel. Who does that? And this was done back in antiquity. They estimate that these things took place in 1490 BC. But you see how organized Yahweh had our people. Now these are our forefathers right here. Right? But Yahweh said, I want you to go, you and Aaron, to go number the people of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, and take the number of them. All right? Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 5. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of the tribe of Reuben, Elizur, the son of Shedur, of Simeon, Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai, of Yehuda, Nashon, the son of Amminadab, of Issachar, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon, of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Ammihud, of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedasur, of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni, of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Achran, of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Juel, of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan. These were the renown of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel.
Did you catch that name in verse 60? Do you recognize it?
Simeon?
No. Zurishaddai.
Yeah.
You recognize it?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Oh, no, I recognize the name.
But we had a brother here named Zurishaddai.
Oh, yeah. It was your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Your late brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's gone now, but nevertheless, I saw that. I said, that's my brother-in-law named Zurishaddai. So he's a character. You get out there, Kwabi singing, you get out there and dance. It's pretty wild back in the days. Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 17. And Moshe and Aaron took these men, which were expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. As Yahweh commanded Moshe, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500.
Now, I don't want to go through this whole chapter. We got about 54 verses in this chapter. Talking about numbering the children of Israel. We agree that that's very, very meticulous in numbering the children of Israel. So we're just going to get the whole total number of each tribe without reading all of this. So the total number in the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. Verse 23, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. And verse 25, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. And verse 27, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 314,600. We're going to find out that Judah was the largest tribe.
Mm-hmm.
In verse 29, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400. And verse 31, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. Verse 33, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. In verse 35, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. In verse 37, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 35,400. In verse 39, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Dan, were 62,700. In verse 41, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, were 41,500. In verse 43, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, were 53,400. Brother Stephen, pick this up at verse 45.
So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel, even all they that were numbered were 600,000 and 3,550.
So we had over 600,000 men of Israel that were from 20 years old and upward, that were men of war. You had over 600,000 of them out there in that wilderness. Now, that's not counting the wives and not counting the children, not even counting the animals they have out there. But you got to remember, these are just the men that were numbered that could go to war. Now, you go back and look in Exodus chapter 20, and you see what Elohim is giving all these people who just numbered here, the Ten Commandments. They all heard it. So we add in the wives and the children. They all heard it. So it's more than 600,000 of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at maybe 1 million or so out there, or 1.5 million of people out there in the wilderness. And they got, to show you how strange this is, with all these people out in the wilderness. They're not even in the land yet. They're just wandering around in the wilderness. Well, they're at Mount Sinai right now. Eventually they're going to get on the move, But out there in that wilderness, they have the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud out there too. They hadn't gone anywhere. That's why it's so amazing when we read about in Exodus 32, Moshe was gone up into the mount 40 days and 40 nights. And they say, well, we don't know whatever happened to Moshe, but let's make us some gods that we can say brought us out of Egypt. So that's when they came up with the golden calf. So they couldn't get Egypt out of their mind, out of their heart. So everything they learned in Egypt, they tried to bring it out there. But nevertheless, they're out there. All these people are out there, over 1 million people out there, and they don't have a land to go to yet. They're on the way to the land. But go ahead, Brother Sam.
I thought about it today. Our people, they worship the God that brought them to America, right?
Mm-hmm.
They came on the good ship Jesus.
That's right.
And they worship Jesus.
That's right.
Our people don't know that one of the first ships brought us over here was named the good ship Jesus.
Yeah, as slaves. Brought black people's ancestors as slaves on the good ship Jesus. And they just get the Holy Ghost when they hear the name Jesus and run around and sing praises to Jesus. And he the one who brought them over here as slaves.
Man, my Creator is powerful. Powerful, bro.
Yeah, but
Man.
yeah, but you have to wonder why Yahweh doing this to his own people.
Yeah, we they'll say probably, yeah, we know that it was good ship Jesus, but we turn around and they'll probably say we made Jesus something positive. You know how Jacob do.
Yeah, they make excuses. Say, well, he ain't like that no more, like they say about the Democrats.
Yeah,
The Democrats can't stand black people, but black people say they ain't like they used to be. But they're shaking of the head, man. I know white folks just be laughing at them, man. Say, yeah, we can't believe people that's just dumb. Go ahead, man.
Where we?
Verse 47.
47?
Yeah.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 47. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For Yahweh has spoken unto Moshe, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle setteth forward, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel, and the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that Yahweh commanded Moshe, so did they.
So what you have here is an arrangement of the people in the wilderness. You had the tabernacle there, they had just finished. They had the tabernacle there. And they also had the Levites encamped around the tabernacle. Because you remember what happened to Nadab and Abihu in Leviticus? They brought strange fire to burn before Yahweh, and Yahweh burned them alive because they hadn't received an instruction on how to approach unto Yahweh. And the children of Israel, the Levites were the only ones allowed near Yahweh. The priests were the only ones allowed near Yahweh. They were Yahweh's inheritance. They were Yahweh's servants. So they encamped around the tabernacle to keep people from coming near that tabernacle. because when they came near that tabernacle, they could die. Either the Levites would kill them or Yahweh would kill them. And see, now you got dead bodies all around the tabernacle. Now you defile the land.
Mm-hmm.
They got to move those dead bodies because, Jake, don't listen. He cannot follow instructions for some reason. And he still gonna come around the tabernacle and get killed. And Yahweh wanted, do not come around me. That's why I got the Levites surrounding my tabernacle, my mobile home, so y'all don't get killed coming around my home. Because you could die easily. It's dangerous for anybody to come around that tabernacle. That's how powerful it was. Just walking past it, you could drop down dead. Now these are our forefathers. Keep this in mind. This is what they had to deal with when they were out in the wilderness. They had to build a tabernacle. They got that done. And now Yahweh's setting up the arrangement of the camps, of the tents, as to who is supposed to be around the tabernacle and who comes after that. So whenever they're on the move, they know who to move first. Right? And so the tabernacle wouldn't move for, I think they had Judah at the lead of the journeys. And you had the rest of the tribe, Judah and two more tribes, and the rest of the tribe followed after that in certain arrangement, so that the tabernacle would always be in the center of the children of Israel, so that the Levites that encamped around that tabernacle would keep them from coming around that tabernacle. It's not that like Yahweh want to kill them, but you let them know you can't come around me any kind of way. I'm warning you. I don't want to kill you, but you will die, because I'm Yahweh and I'm holy, and you are flesh. I'm a spirit, you're flesh. I can't die, you can. And so that's a lot of power in the earth that you can't even come nowhere near that kind of power. Well, that was out there in that wilderness during that time. Brother Stephen, let's go to, you finished that up? Chapter 1?
Yes.
Okay, let's pick this up in chapter 3, because again, in chapter 2, we got the setup of the arrangement of the camps, who moves first and who comes after that. So we don't want to get bogged down in little details. When you get a chance, you can read it yourself. So I want to get to the highlights, so that this history can be very boring if you don't like history. But praise Yah, I love history, and I'll read every detail of this book. That's why I know certain parts of the book some people may not appreciate, but I do, because I love history. And the Bible is a history book. It's not a religious book, it's a history book, and it fits me well, because I love history. Let's pick this up in chapter 3, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 1. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moshe in the day that Yahweh spake with Moshe in Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, and Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office. And Nadab and Abihu died before Yahweh when they offered strange fire before Yahweh in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father.
Just a little FYI, Eleazar is closer to Aaron than Ithamar is. In other words, Nadab and Abihu were the oldest boy, but then you got Eleazar and Ithamar. Now, the priesthood would go to Eleazar. It wouldn't go to Ithamar, even though Ithamar is the holy priest. He would not have been anointed to serve in the tabernacle as a priest. Now David saw that the Levites and the priests were outnumbering what we have here. So he set up courses for the priests that they would go in and minister in the temple or in the tabernacle, in this case, temple, in the tabernacle, because they were still alive. And they would go by courses all year long. So by the time you get to Luke chapter 1, we have Zechariah ministering in the priest's office in the month of Abiah, not the month of Abiah, but in the course of Abiah. And that's when the angel Gabriel shows up and told Zechariah that you're going to have a son. But Zechariah, again, was following the course of the priesthood, and that it was his time to serve in the temples, lighting incense and all those things. And just so happened that particular time, now these are all descendants of Aaron. So the priesthood was never broken until they got into the Greek Empire. Then the priesthood was being sold to Antiochus Epiphanes IV, so they can have some leeway with the Greeks. So they kicked the original inheritors of Aaron's priesthood, and on Ithamar's side, they paid money to take on the role of a priest. So when you get, for instance, in the Gospels, you get to Annas and Caiaphas. So you got to wonder, were they of Aaron's priesthood and Eleazar's priesthood, or were they of Ithamar? Because the Romans put them in office, right? But it doesn't. But by that time, the priesthood had more than likely been polluted. Because I don't think they were going by the priesthood that was started by Aaron and Eleazar and Phineas and all those other sons of Aaron. But again, that is what Yahweh got this thing set up only in Aaron. Now, I find that kind of interesting, since he chose Moshe to go and tell Pharaoh to let his people go, right? And through Moshe, he set up the priesthood, right? But Moshe didn't get no position.
So
Aaron got the position.
The thing Moshe got was hell from us.
Yeah, well, he had his hands full. I put it like that. But see, Yahweh didn't forget him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they were bringing the priesthood into being, the priest Aaron and his son got a certain amount of meat for the sacrifice, but Moshe got some too. But Moshe had them two boys. I forgot his name. One of them was Gideon, I think. Not Gideon. Gershon. And the other one was Eleazar. And from Gershon, we got one of his sons, one of his son's sons, working in the treasury in the priesthood. So he wasn't with Aaron's boys, because they were brothers. Aaron and Moshe were brothers. But it was solely in the hand of Aaron, not Moshe and his boys. So that's where Yahweh got it set up. And they had to abide for what Yahweh did up until the Greek Empire. And that's when the priesthood was being sold. So go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 5. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of all the children of Israel. And thou shalt appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest's office, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that opened up the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall they be, I am Yahweh.
So if you are a firstborn son in your family, then you belong to Yahweh. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're Israel. I don't know about what Gentiles or Christianity say anything about that, but according to the law, the firstborn of any married couple belongs to Yahweh. But you have to pay for his redemption, because all the firstborn of animals, they had to be killed because they belong to Yahweh. So with the firstborn of men, you had to redeem your son from Yahweh, because Yahweh don't take human sacrifices. Right? So you got to buy that redemption. That's going to be your redemption money that you buy from Yahweh. Give me my son back. He'll take this money. So that's how that thing works. But animals, yeah, you can have the animals.
You firstborn, right?
Who, me? My father and my mother.
Yeah.
Now, I got an older brother. A half brother.
Half brother.
Yeah, he's a half brother.
Okay. The elder Stephen firstborn too, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It works.
I'm firstborn.
Yahweh
You
took-
firstborn? Yeah. Well, that in itself is a blessing for Yahweh to make us the firstborn of our families. I didn't realize how important that was until I read the book about the firstborn.
Yeah.
That the firstborn gets a double portion of the father's inheritance. He gets the blessing. So that is the gift of that firstborn, because like Benjamin means the son of my right hand. So that firstborn son is the beginning of the father's strength. Right? So he put a lot of stock in that firstborn son. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 14. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers, by their families, every male from a month old and upward shalt thou number them. And Moshe numbered them according to the word of Yahweh, as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names, Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families, Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their families, Amram and Ishar, Hebron and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their families, Maldi and Mushi. These are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites and the families of the Shemites. These are the families of the Gershonites. Those that were numbered of them according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, even those that were numbered of them were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward. And the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Eliasaph, the son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof. And of Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Isharites, and the families of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites. In the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary.
Brother Stephen, let's pick this up in chapter 3 and verse 40.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 40. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. And thou shalt take the Levites from me, I am Yahweh, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of all the firstlings among the cattle of the children of Israel. And Moshe numbered, as Yahweh commanded him, all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and all the firstborn males by the number of names from a month old and upward. Of them that were numbered, of them were 22,213. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle, and the Levites shall be mine, I am Yahweh. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by the poll. After the shekel of the sanctuary shalt thou take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs. And thou shalt give the money, wherewith the odd number of them is to redeem, unto Aaron and to his sons. And Moshe took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moshe gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, according to the word of Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Moshe.
So what we have is an arrangement here. Because as we mentioned before, all the firstborn of men belong to Yahweh. So they had to pay redemption money to keep Yahweh from having their son. But now we got another arrangement here where the Levites take the place of the firstborn. But it's not that many Levites to take the place of the firstborn. So those that they did not take the place of, they got to come up with money to pay for redeeming their son from Yahweh. So you see how that works? What you would have here then is Levites. Now again, the firstborn son belongs to Yahweh. Yahweh kills all the firstborn of animals, and so they have to redeem your firstborn son from Yahweh with the shekel. Now it's changed a little bit. Now the Levites take the place of a certain number of the firstborn among the children of Israel. Now you know what that would be called? Now remember now, the firstborn belongs to Yahweh. It's an animal, you got to sacrifice it. Mm-hmm. But he's not going to sacrifice a child. You got to pay that redemption money, right? Mm-hmm. So the Levites are taking that out of their hands, and they're taking that place. So what would that make the Levites? It will make them a living sacrifice. Paul talked about that, being a living sacrifice. So legally, according to the law, the Levites taking the place of the firstborn of the men of Israel would be a living sacrifice. But the rest of the children that they did not cover, they got to pay redemption money. Right? Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 3, that was at verse 5.
You mean chapter 4?
4.
Chapter 4, verse 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when the camp settled forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil and cover the ark of the testimony with it, and shall put thereon the covering of antelope skins, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the staves thereof. And upon the table of showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes and the spoons and the bowls and the covers to cover withal, and the continual bread shall be thereon. And they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with a covering of antelopes skins, and shall put in the staves thereof.
Now, you notice it says badger skin in the book, but that's an unclean animal, so that was a interpretation. That was a translator's error. But putting a badger skin, it doesn't even add up, because a badger, again, is an unclean animal, so it wouldn't be anywhere near that tabernacle. But what we're reading here also is the jobs of the sons of Levi. You got Kohath, you got Gershom, and you got Merari. These are the sons of Levi, and they will make up the priesthood. They will make up the Levites. What we have, what we just read here, is a job of the children of Kohath, and they're in charge of the holy things around that tabernacle. So in verse 5 it says, and when the camp setteth forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil, and cover the ark of the testimony with it, and shall put thereon the covering of antelope skin, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the stave there. And again, this is what the priest does. And upon the table of showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes and the spoons and the bowls and the covers to cover withal, and the continual continual bread shall be thereon, and they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with the covering of antelope skin, and shall put in the stage thereof. This is their job. Nobody else could do this job here. They were the closest one to the Ark of the Covenant. And where did you stop at, Brother Stephen?
Okay. I start.
Verse 8.
Verse 8?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 4, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall take a cloth of blue, and cover the candlesticks of the light, and his lamps, and his tongs, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto it. And they shall put it in all the vessels thereof within a covering of antelope skins, and shall put it upon a bar. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of antelope skins, and shall put to the staves thereof. And they shall take all the instruments of the ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of antelope skin, and shall put them on a bar. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereon. And they shall put upon it all the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister about it, even the censers, the flesh hooks, and the shelvos, and the basins, all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread it, and they shall spread upon it a covering of antelope skin, and put to the staves of it. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to be set forward, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation.
So once they're getting ready to move, Aaron, Moshe, and Aaron and his sons have to cover everything in that tabernacle that's holy to Yahweh. And they can't allow what they're doing to be seen. They can't allow the holy things of Yahweh to be seen by the rest of the children of Israel, because they're located within the tabernacle. and we're dealing with the Ark of the Covenant and those things that are beyond the Holy of Holies, yeah, they can't let anybody else see that outside of the Levites and the priests. So they cover everything up when it's time to move. They cover everything up so that nobody else can see what they're doing. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 4, verse 15. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to bed, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 16. And to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, pertaineth the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily meal offering, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle, and of all that is therein, in the sanctuary, and in the vessels thereof. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and unto Aaron, saying, Cut you not off the tribe of the families of the Kohathites from among the Levites, but thus do unto them, that they may live and not die, when they approach unto the most holy things. Aaron and his sons shall go in, and appoint them every one to his service and to his burden, but they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered, lest they die.
They can't go around them when Aaron and others are covering everything, because they're not supposed to see the things of Yahweh that he doesn't want them to see. Now, you look at when I think it's going to be in the book of Numbers, where the people are going to start complaining that every time they come around the Ark of the Covenant, they die. Because you're not supposed to be that close to it. It was a dangerous time out there for our fathers. Yahweh kept warning them over and over, don't come near me unless I allow you, unless you ordained to come near me. And the only person that was ordained to come near Yahweh was Aaron. Yahweh spoke to Moshe, and Moshe gave the orders of Yahweh. But Aaron and his boys was the only one who was supposed to come around Yahweh's holy things. They're the ones that had to cover up all of Yahweh's holy things so that nobody could see what was covered up. Because if they saw what was covered up, they could die. Nothing personal, but they could die. They're just trying to save their lives. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 4, verse 21. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the houses of their fathers by their families, from 30 years old and upward unto 50 years old shalt thou number them, all that enter in to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites, to serve and for burdens, and they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle, and the tabernacle of the congregation, his covering, and the covering of the antelope skin that is upon it, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the hanging for the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle and by the altar round about, and their cords, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made for them, so shall they serve. At the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonite, and all their burdens, and in all their service, and you shall appoint unto them in charge all their burdens. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation, and their charge shall be under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. As for the sons of Merari, thou shalt number them after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old shalt thou number them, everyone that entereth into the service to do the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. And this is the charge of their burden according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords, with all their instruments, and with all their service. And by name you shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burden. This is the service of the families of the sons of Merari, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, under the hand of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. And Moshe and Aaron and the chief of the congregation numbered the sons of the Kohathite after their families and after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that entereth into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. And those that were numbered of them by their families were 2,750. These were they that were numbered of the families of the Kohathites, all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, which Moshe and Aaron did number according to the commandment of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And those that were numbered of the sons of Gershon throughout their families and by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that entereth into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that were numbered of them throughout their families by the house of their fathers, were 2,630. These are they that were numbered of the families of the sons of Gershon, of all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, whom Moshe and Aaron did number according to the commandment of Yahweh. And those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari throughout their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that entereth into the service for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, even those that were numbered of them after their families, were 3,200. These be those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari, whom Moshe and Aaron numbered according to the word of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. All those that were numbered of the Levites, whom Moshe and Aaron, the chief of Israel, numbered after their families and after the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, every one that came to do the service of the ministry and the service of the burden in the tabernacle of the congregation. Even those that were numbered of them were 8,540. According to the commandment of Yahweh, they were numbered by the hand of Moshe, every one according to his service and according to his burden. Thus were they numbered of him as Yahweh commanded Moshe.
Now, when you look at the age range, you don't get this age range out of the other tribe. But with the Levites, they could serve in the tabernacle, or serve around the tabernacle from 30 years old until 50 years old. So we're looking at that particular number as a sign of when you are considered an elder, from 50 years old and upward, because again, they don't give an age range with any of the other tribes. They only give an age range of the Levites that they can minister in the tabernacle from 30 years old and up to 50 years old. Now, when David set up the courses, King David set up the courses of the priesthood, he changed it from 30 years old to 20 years old to 50 years old. That would be 50 would be the age range of what we would consider the elders. So if you're 50 years old, then you will be considered an elder of the children of Israel. And it makes sense because that's a high number. And 50 years old, with 40 years old, it's not quite in the elder range. But 50 years old, yeah, that's about a good place to start for an elder.
That's really, when you look at it, 45, 50 years old when a man really start learning about life. That is good age.
Yeah, I'm looking at Yaakov and Esau. Both of them were 40 years old when they got married.
Right.
And they married young girls. So they could teach them girls something.
Right.
And them girls ready to go leave the house anyway. Them girls, they want to stay around their dad all day, the rest of their life. They want to get out of there. You know, the mama didn't like them up in there either.
Didn't like them. Right.
So again, what we have here is the age range of people getting married in their 40s instead of getting married in their 20s. Now, that's changed a little bit now. Now the people that are getting married now are basically the same age. They're not too many years apart from each other. But see, that's gonna put the man at a disadvantage because the woman is already 5 years advanced on the man if they marry at the same age. They may marry when they're 20 years old, but in the mental part, she's 25 years old, and she's looking down at him because he hadn't reached that level of maturity yet because he's still a young man, and she's already a mature woman, being 20 years old, but she's already 25 and can outthink her husband, and she don't like outthinking her husband. That's why we recommend if you're gonna get married, make sure you're older than your wife. Don't be the same age as your wife. Right? Be older than her so she can learn something, because she can learn something from an older man. What's she gonna learn from a man at her own age? Because she knows everything he knows and even more. So that's a little elderly advice to any of you people that are considering getting married. You sister marry an older man, and you brothers, you wait till you're much older than then you marry a younger sister. That way you can show her some things that she never even considered, and she'll respect you for it. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Let's do this one here. Let's do chapter 5.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper and every one that has an issue, and whosoever is defiled by the dead. Both male and female shall you put out, without the camp shall you put them, that they defile not their camps in the midst whereof I dwell. And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp. As Yahweh spake unto Moshe, so did the children of Israel. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, when a man or woman shall commit any sin that men commit to do a trespass against Yahweh, and that person be guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall recompense his trespass with the principal thereof, and add unto it the fifth part thereof, and give it unto him against whom he have trespassed. But if the man have no kinsman to recompense the trespass unto, let the trespass be recompensed unto Yahweh, even to the priest, beside the ram of the atonement, whereby an atonement shall be made for him. And every offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring unto the priest, shall be his. And every man's hallowed thing shall be his. Whatsoever any man giveth the priest, it shall be his. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept closed, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance.
Now, this is a jealousy offering. If a man is jealous of his wife, he thinks she's been tipping out on him, what he does is take her to the priest and a sacrifice, and let's see what else the priest does to her. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 16. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahweh. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle the priest shall take and put it into the water. And the priest shall set the woman before Yahweh and uncover the woman's head and put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causes the curse.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest shall charge her by an oath and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causes the curse.
Mm-hmm.
But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thine husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, Yahweh make thee a curse and an oath among thy people, when Yahweh does make thy thigh to rot, and thy belly to swell. And this water that causes the curse shall go into thy bowels, to make thy belly to swell and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen.
That's kind of harsh. But when you're dealing with Yahweh, we're talking about a jealousy offering here, and the man is upset because he thinks that she done went to another man. And what he does is take the woman to the priest, and they have to drink, they have to make a jealousy offering, and she has to drink water, so that when that water enters her, if she has lain with a man, then her thigh is going to rot and her belly is going to swell. Because you brought that jealousy offering up there, and she's guilty of having sex with another man. That's what's going to happen to her. That her thigh is going to rot and her belly going to swell if she's been around. But then, if that happens to her, why would the man want her back? I mean, she looked ruined, man. Damn, girl. Why don't you just confess? Say, yeah, don't take me to the priest. He gonna make me drink that water.
You gotta walk around with that woman.
That's what I'm saying.
People looking at, she done tipped out on her husband.
Yeah.
How you gonna take that?
Oh, then you better leave out of town. Just pack your bag. Everybody know what happened to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 23. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water, and he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causes the curse, and the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before Yahweh, and offer it upon the altar. And the priest shall take an handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar, and afterward shall cause the woman to drink the water.
Mm-hmm.
And when he have made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free and shall conceive seeds. This is the law of jealousies. When a woman goeth aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled, or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before Yahweh, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity.
Seemed like she could have just pulled her husband to the side and say, look, why don't you just divorce me? don't let me go to the priest.
I got a good comment. I know you said it several times. The man wouldn't have to go aside because he had wives and concubines, right?
Yeah.
So he when
Yeah.
that law didn't pertain to him at all, did it? Yeah.
So he wouldn't need to be tipping out on his wife. He got all the concubines and wives. But that goes all in. Now, that law was just meant for women, right? Because it goes all the way back to Eve. Eve talking to the serpent, right? So you can't trust him. So you gotta put the feet to the fire. I'm gonna stop here and open the floor for questions. Does anyone have any questions before we dismiss?
Oh, that'd be different if she's been raped, though, right?
If a wife was raped,
Yeah, if she hasn't tell nobody.
they don't have that law in there. Now they do have a law in there that says if a woman is raped, that there would be no judgment against her. It would be judgment against the man that raped her. But as far as her being a wife, it doesn't mention that at all. But I imagine they fall in the same category.
Yeah.
That was a man's wife, right? And you raped her, so you got to die.
Yeah, if she got raped, she should have told her husband, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if she kept
Well, Bathsheba didn't tell Uriah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, something to think about.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Here.
The spirit of jealousy didn't come upon him neither, did it?
Huh?
I said the spirit of jealousy didn't come upon him neither, did it?
Mm-mm.
Man, something to think about. I never thought about it that way.
Well, Uriah was a lawyer, man.
He was preoccupied.
He wouldn't think that his boss was doing that way.
Yeah.
So this thing ain't lighting up. Let's see. Okay. I got Julius Brown on YouTube. Shalom, Brother Julius Brown. Shalom, Mother Leah. Shalom, David Reed. Shalom, Shamayan Israel. Shalom, Morning Crisp. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom, Brother Abraham ben Israel. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu ben Israel. Shalom, Elder Hiram. Shalom, Avisha Judah. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Elder Al-Hadim and Mona Malaka. Shalom, Judah Lion. Shalom, Sister Rachel by Israel. Shalom, Rhodesia Williams. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Lorna Redwolf. Shalom, Esher Yasharala. Shalom, Don Dunn. Shalom, Brother Yosef. Good to see you the other day, man. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Shalom, Brother Nathan. Shalom, Brother Adrian Davis. Brother Nathan. Shalom, elder brothers and sisters. I have a question about the day of Jubilee when they speak about 49 months. And if I'm not mistaken, each month falls, I guess, on a Sabbath. Do it go up to 50 months? And what is so important about the 49th month? So that the 50th month, if I'm correct about what I'm saying, forgive me if I'm not, elder. Well, let's look at that then. Let's look at the law of Jubilee in Leviticus chapter 25. Look at what it says here. And thou, verse 8, and thou shalt number 7 Sabbath years unto thee, 7 times 7 years, and the space of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years. 49 years, right? Then thou shalt cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month, and the day of atonement shall you make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. That will still be in the 49th year. So in the 49th year, on the day of atonement, you blow the trumpet of the Jubilee. In verse 10, and you shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be jubilee unto you, and you shall return every man unto his possession, and you shall return every man unto his family. So anybody that's being a servant to another person, and the jubilee, you got to let him go and send him back to his family. It says in verse 12, it says, for it is the jubilee, it shall be holy unto you. You shall eat the increase thereof out of the field. In the year of this jubilee, you shall return every man unto his possession. So if a man had to sell his possession, you gotta give it back to him. Okay. So that's what the jubilee is about. The 49th year of the jubilee, you blow the trumpet on the day of atonement, and then the next year will be the 50th year. That's when you don't do anything to the land. You return every man to his possession. If he had to sell it in the jubilee, he can buy it back, or you can be given back. So that is the purpose of the jubilee. So you don't be in debt forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shalom, Elwin. Shalom, exceptional smells. I have no idea. Brother Nathan, I know that you're working from your platform, and no disrespect to the platform, but the question I have is the cannabis or marijuana herb. My question is it speaks about certain herbs in the Bible, but can we use herb when it says it the way it do? Can we use other herbs outside the ones that are spoken in the Bible? Don't look at me, right? You referring to marijuana, as people call it herb. They didn't mention having marijuana back in them days, so when it says herb, it meant herb, not marijuana. So when we talk about, if we talk about marijuana, we'll say it's they got that killer. So you know what that means. But I don't know. Do they call it herb? I don't know. Sometimes they don't call it nothing. They just know what you want.
Mary Jane.
Got a bunch of names. On
Yeah, got that Wayne Weaver.
Oh,
Very killer.
Shalom, Gregor Rucker. Brother Nathan, you got a bunch of questions. Shalom. As for no disrespect, Elder, I know that the third question, what is the difference of the 12 tribes, and which tribe is the most important, and who's at the east gate? What east gate is he talking about?
What against the gates they were set up at. Matter of fact, we skipped that portion when you told me.
Oh, when they was setting up the arrangement of the tents.
Yeah.
Um,
Judah was on the east
Well, you
side.
can go back and read that. I just thought we could get away with not reading it. Apparently, I can't. But yeah, it was a certain arrangement of the camp that our fathers had to set up so that the tabernacle would not destroy the rest of the camps, tents, and the people of those tents. But everyone had an important suggestion, so yeah, I suggest you go ahead and read it for yourself. Shalom Brother Asa, Shalom Ahaya, Yehuda ben Israel, and Georgia Company, my brother. Shalom Brother Obi, you home yet, man? Obi home yet?
Oh no, I checked on.
I believe he's supposed to come home yesterday. Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder did he pass them stones yet?
If he's home, he probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing ain't no joke from what I hear.
Yeah.
Shalom, Brother Ezra, Ben Israel. Shalom, I think, that was okay. Shalom, Sister Rachel by Israel. The Jubilee is also every 50 years, too. Right? What 50 years are you referring to? Shalom, Ezra ben Israel. Elder, I'm almost 60, but I don't consider myself an elder because I've been told I still look like I'm in my 30s. My question is, should we call folks over 50 that may be new to the truth elders? That's what we do here. I can't speak for all the other congregations, what their protocol is, but it's out of respect. I mean, you can look 20, but if we know you 50 years or above, yeah, you're going to be an elder around us. I mean, it comes with love and respect, but don't be offended because we refer to you as an elder. I know there's some women don't like us referring to them as mothers.
We had them here.
Because they don't want to assume that position of motherhood. But it's still out of love and respect. Because, again, we don't know what it's like to show the proper respect for the people that are older than us. See, we get lackadaisical, we get clumsy, we don't respect their space or their experience in life until we get in here, and when it says in the law to rise for the hoary head, right? But if you look like you're 30 years old and we know you're 50 or more, we're going to rise up before you. We're going to show respect, love and respect. So we don't expect you to chop it up with us like that. We expect you to show some experience, something that you know that we don't know, younger people don't know. So it's just a matter of respect. That's all. Nothing disrespectful about being called an elder or a mother. Even Paul suggested that they called the women mothers.
I think some people might have that mindset being called the elder, they feel getting old.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Hey,
what's
look.
in the mindset.
I know. You living in America, and old people are not respected in America. So I'm an elder, so I accept that. But I'm not like the people of America though, because I keep Yahweh's law. Yahweh allowed me to keep His law, and allowed me to teach what the Bible is saying. So I was taught by an elder, and now I'm an elder, and I'm doing the teaching now. So I don't have a problem with being called an elder. I always thought you was much younger than that, Brother Ezra. I know you were 60 years old, but you say you look 30. There you go. I got family members like that. Yeah, Shalom Elder, Sister Rachel says Shalom Elder. Could the thought of adultery get this woman in trouble and cause her belly to swell and her thigh to rot from just a thought? Now, you can't mingle Moshe's law with the Mashiach's law. All right? The Mashiach's law goes to motivation, and Moshe's law goes to action. So, yeah, even if she thought about another man back in the days of Moshe, she didn't have to tell nobody. When women think about a man, she can look at a man and case him without the man even knowing it, not anybody else seeing or doing it.
That's right.
Now that's how slick women can be. But again, that law you're referring to is the very thought of committing adultery. That is the Messiah's law, not Moshe's law. All right, so you don't get them mixed up. We don't know. I tried to understand women one time, and I nearly lost my mind. So I'll never do that again. So today, if she's been baptized and the Mashiach, again, we're talking about a patriarchal society. So all the men took responsibility for their own action. And when the Messiah was talking about spiritual fornication of looking upon a person and lusting after her, he was talking to the men. All right, so he wasn't talking to the women, because you should never try to think what a woman thinking. Shalom, Brother Allah. Hayam Ben Yasharala, great history class. Praise Yah. Shalom, Brother Clarence Marks and Sister Lita. Sorry, also about the Jubilee. Most men got married at age 40 or 50. Yeah, we were talking about Jacob and Esau. Both of them were 40 when they got married. Doesn't tell you how old Abraham was when he got married. Doesn't tell you. Well, I think Esau was 40 years old and had to wait 20 years before Rebecca got pregnant. So he was 60 years old by that time. So we're looking at this particular instance that the men married around 40 years old because women needed a mature man to lead them. Shalom to Tamika Wooders. Sister Rachel by Israel said, the day of my birth is coming up. We'll be over 63. Well, congratulations. Shalom, Brother Ricky Clover Jr. Shalom, Brother Hodiah. All right. I don't have anything else. Do I have anything else?
That's it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Join us, join the sisters this coming 5th day, which is Thursday, at 8 o'clock p.m. You can join the sisters on Zoom, and then we have a Sabbath service, Yahweh willing, this 7th day, which is Saturday, at 1 o'clock.